Damage to soybeans from grasshopper feeding, it can be confused with bean leaf beetle feeding. Probably the one thing that kind of suggests that it's grasshopper versus bean leaf beetle is that grasshoppers will typically chew irregularly shaped holes in the leaves, as well as they'll sometimes actually feed on leaves from the leaf margin towards the center of the leaf. Bean leaf beetles, in many cases on the unifoliate and trifoliate leaves, will chew round holes in the leaves. They're fairly round and pretty uniform in size, and that's one way to try to distinguish between the two, aside from actually finding grasshoppers as well as bean leaf beetles. And as is the case in this field, in many cases you have multiple pests actually feeding on the soybeans, just not only bean leaf beetles or grasshoppers, but actually a mixture of pests. Slug injury can be confused with bean leaf beetles damage, especially on unifoliate and trifoliate leaves. Slugs will, most cases, leave a slime trail. That's probably the best way to actually distinguish between bean leaf beetle and slug injury, is that if you see a slime trail, you know that it was obviously caused by a slug, that feeding damage was. As well as searching under crop residue, you should readily be able to find slugs if the damage that you're seeing is from slugs. And then the last pest is deer. Deer damage. Deer will nip the ends of the soybean plant off, and they don't always kill the plant outright, but in many cases that plant is essentially has been removed from actually production, and may put some leaves on, but has really reduced its ability to continue with its growth. And so in this field here, we actually have a combination of different pests, and so you want to look at the thresholds, some of the defoliation thresholds, whether it's from defoliation from bean leaf beetles and grasshoppers. You want to combine that to both of those damages, or damage from both of those insects, when actually determining your percentage of defoliation to decide whether or not a control measure is necessary. And when it comes to deer, unfortunately there's not a whole lot we can do at this point now for deer control or deer management. So hopefully the deer will give the soybeans a chance to continue to grow before they kill them outright by nipping off the growing point.